Hello. So today I want to tell you about a solo only deduction game, and that is Black Sonata. This is based on Shakespeare's Dark Lady, who he writes about in a lot of his different sonnets and plays and things like that. I don't know a ton about Shakespeare, so I take their word for it that that's what happens. Anyway, so you are going to be going around England and trying to find this dark lady, and then you have to deduce things about her in order to win. So you have this map of the town, and there's all these different places where the dark lady can be. And as you can see, there's different symbols on them, and those are important because when the game starts, you have this deck of cards, and this is going to be the Dark Lady's movement. And this is set up in a very specific way before the game starts. There's these letters at the top, and you are going to put them in alphabetical order, and that will be your order for that game. So there are 8 different regular setups you can do. You can also then reverse them, which are 16 different movement patterns you can create. There's no way you can memorize 16 different movement patterns of 26 in length. So it will be different every time you play. And then there are the Dark Lady cards. So on this side, there are different colors, and they come in pairs, and that's important because you are going to pick one of the colors, and that will be the Dark Lady that you are trying to find and figure out her characteristics. And then the one that is the same color you will put down, and all of your locations are going to go on top of that because you will be collecting your locations throughout the game. The rest of these will become your clues that by finding the Dark Lady, finding out where she is, you can amass clues, which will then let you deduce the qualities of the lady if you can be in the same place as her and have the qualities. Make sense yet? Totally confused? Totally fine. So if this were our setup game, this first card tells me that the Black Lady is somewhere where the boat symbol is. So I have these tokens to show me her. So she could be anywhere that has the boat symbol. And there are 3 of those. The most that there ever are on the board of one symbol is 4. So she can be in 4 potential locations. I start the game wherever I want, and I will gain that location card that, as you can see, has a hole in it. And when you're searching for the Black Lady, what you do is you put that card behind there. And if her silhouette appears in this hole, you have found her. That is just the beginning. That is not how you win. If you can see here, she is not. You guessed incorrectly, and she will flee either way. If she is there, it will look something like that. So, which I'm not in the same location as her, so I can't search anyway. So it would be her turn. And she was in a location with a boat, and she's now going to be in a location with this mug of tea, which is a tavern. Sorry, it's a beer. I always am like, oh, she's having a coffee. So she can move a maximum of 1 location. So I would look. So from the London Bridge, she could be in both Eastcheap and Southwark. From Liberty of Clink, we already covered that. So she was not actually in Liberty of Clink. That was a false. And from the Blackfriars, there is no tavern in that location. So we now know she's in one of these 2 locations. So on my turn, I can move. And I can move 1 location, and maybe I'll move here because then I get to collect that location. The first time you go there, you collect the location. Once you've collected all the locations, you get your clue card. And then she moves again. So she now is going to go somewhere rural, or in my brain, she's going somewhere with a tree. So, which I didn't actually set this up correctly. So she couldn't go to a place with the tree because there's not one from here. So I just put the cards in order. Anyway, so this is what you're doing. You're going along. When you set up the cards correctly, she will be able to move to those places. And hopefully at one point, she will come to a spot where you are. You will then use that card. You will search for her. And if you're correct, you gain the next clue card from the Dark Lady stack. And this one we can see is one of the blue cards. So we flip it over. And blue tells me that blue shares exactly 1 trait with our Dark Lady. So our Dark Lady is going to have either the wedding band, the heart, or the music note. We have 7 possibilities. And we are trying to narrow it down to 3. So you're going to use these cards. Sometimes it will say she has 0 or exactly 2 in common with that lady. So the more of these you collect, you can use them to put all of the information together to rule out certain items and to confirm certain items. So then once you think you have it, you make your guess. And when you end up in the same place as her, if you reveal this card and all 3 match, you win. If all 3 do not match, because deduction is hard, you lose. Also, every time you search for her, you have to add one of these fog locations to the deck in the place of the existing card. And there are only a limited number of fog cards. So this is the number of times you can search. If you ever want to search and you don't have a fog card, you lose. So you can't just search endlessly on a whim and be like, oh, we happen to be in the same place, but really she could be in like 3 different places on the board. You don't always want to risk searching, because once you're out of fog cards, game over. Also, the more clue cards you have, the farther she will flee from you each time you search, which makes it harder to find her. So there's a lot going on in this game. It's really fun though, and it really does let you like deduce and be like, okay, if I'm going to say, let's say this were, the rose person. Okay, if I'm going to think 2 of these are true, will that work with all of my other clue cards? No, it doesn't. Okay, so she shares 0 with this dark lady. So I can eliminate 3 tokens. So it's really fun. It's really hard. I could also just be really bad at deduction. I haven't even got to the expansion content yet, but I am loving Black Sonata. So I would love to know, have you played this? What do you think of it? Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.